Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the TEQ Vegito performance in the Cell Max event. Now TEQ Vegito, just like Strength Gogeta, had a fantastic EZA. The 5th year anniversary LRs have really improved and just basically been brought up to speed. And one thing they do excel in is damage. These guys do an incredible amount of damage, pretty nutty amount of damage actually. They're like really crazy with it. They go really nuts sometimes. I've been using them to complete some of the anniversary battle challenges, and then these guys go pretty off the rails. Now overall, obviously they're a pretty good unit, I will say, all things considered. But I do think, I do think that they, or at least in Vegito's case, that Gogeta feels better just because of the guaranteed crits. Vegito, sometimes he can fire off like 4 super attacks, which is great for him defensively. After super he tanks pretty well, but he doesn't crit on any of them, and then it can feel like he doesn't do that much damage. That's the odd-off case. To be honest, they're both excellent. And Vegito, you can build full crit, so at the end of the day he does crit quite regularly, so realistically speaking it's not that big an issue. Now obviously Vegito, being much like Gogeta, is a Patara and final trump card lead. He also starts off relatively strong, but in their base forms they're not necessarily world beaters. They're good units, they're just not insane units, if that makes sense. So realistically speaking, they're kind of sitting in a solid-ish position as units, and they do a good job in their base form, but it's only temporarily. Realistically, when they go blue, and even the first turn after they go blue is not so crazy. I mean, the first turn after they go blue, they have guaranteed evasion, which is what makes them so good in that first turn. See, because their damage output in that first turn is also not insane. It's good, but it's not insane. But the thing is that coupled with their guaranteed evasion, coupled with how quickly they build up, means that by their next turn, that's when they're starting to look really crazy. So Vegito, Gogeta, I think they're both interchangeable. Gogeta did a great job in the Cell Max event, and Vegito will do the same. The big thing with Vegito is obviously you want him to really just kind of get off a lot of those supers and start to really carry those stacks of greatly raising defense and being super strong. I mean, you can even see here that before super, with the Vegito that's not rainbow or anything or whatever, he does take a fair little bit of chip damage. It's not like he doesn't take any damage or anything here. It's not like they're invincible in this form, and I think that's good balancing. They're not in the base form for long. Generally speaking, you usually want to put the base form in the floating position more than putting them in the main rotation, but overall Vegito's still pretty solid. His damage output is largely dependent on how many supers he does and how many of those crit, but generally speaking he's fairly consistent. For the Cell Max event, obviously usually I put my disclaimer like units have to have a high level of evasion or guard or damage reduction. The blue fusions or the 5th tier units excel in that their transformation guarantees them the ability to evade, and this is crucial because that guaranteed ability to evade is very important, because it can happen when they first transform, and because of their high volume of damage and their teams that can have decent damage, they usually transform, as you're going to see now, right on the money about when you are going to take on TEQ Cell Max. So it's again just kind of a good mechanism, because they transform so relatively early in. You don't have to worry about their base forms taking on Cell Max too much. It is obviously still a possibility, but it's not something that they're going to do all the time. Now here you're 100% within your confidence to place Vegito in the first stop because he has that evasion mechanic. So that's really good from Vegito. And you're going to see him fire off multiple super attacks and just do a very good job. And he'll build up from this. Remember, he gains 22% attack and defense with every single attack that he does. Attack, not super. And he also gains 1 key. So that means reaching his 24 key is easier next turn, and that's crucial because he does fire off an additional super guaranteed when he does his 24 key. So Vegito doing some good damage here. Not insane because we're not getting the crits, but that is what happens when you don't have a maxed out unit. Ideally one more dupe and you'll see that Vegito really just cook with gas. But it's fine. Really good damage. The ability to not get taken out by some axe, which I think is brilliant in its own right. And yeah, these guys do we're talking huge volumes of damage. So it's really good stuff. Honestly, they're a super fun pairing to run. I think personally they're great and they bring so much to the table. I think overall for me, as someone who didn't use the 5th year anniversary units so much upon release, mainly because I didn't get Vegito, and also Gogeta was not insane upon release. Like, they were a lot of fun animations wise, but even upon release they had some issues. But they were fun. They were really good in terms of animations, and I think they've done really well in elevating the units beyond their animations to really being just super fun units now. So here's the thing, obviously the active skills are super helpful. The big thing here against some axe is that ability to evade though. They're not going to be able to tank raw damage from some axe. Maybe supers, maybe normals, especially after they super. They definitely can tank some normals. But a super attack, they're just never going to be able to tank. You rely on that evasion. You can see here Gogeta doing a great job right up until the super. But that's okay. That is part of life, basically. But overall, I think Vegito did a great job. You can see what he brings to the table. You can see how to use him. And yeah, he will definitely help you beat the event. That's it from me. Bye.